So this is the topic. Actually speaking, yesterday's topic, something were left out. Can we continue with that, Lavanya and Pratibha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute, I'll just stop sharing. So evaluation, so methodology broadly with the aids. You say that with the blackboard and chalk piece, or you will prepare some teaching aids like, PPTs can be prepared. But I would suggest more than the PPTs and other things, your hand and your brain, your mouth is a better aid. Definitely.
To discuss some case studies also.
Yes, yes. So methodology will be, the concept will be explained using lecture method and using blackboard and chalk piece. Need be, we can get some examples and some some ideas from the educational videos. Need be only. Need be. Otherwise, we will explain the content fully. Then coming to evaluation strategy. So we can say that all the exercise problems will be worked out. Assignments, exercise problems and additional questions will be discussed. Students will be made to do the job. Then assignment will be, you can share few questions, what you have created or you have collected from other reference book or your own textbooks. Your own textbook from page number so and so to page number so and so, with the question number 1 to so and so, or question number 22 to 25, because you are preparing the thing for a week plan only. You are making a cash flow statement for the lesson plan for a week. So if you're going to take comprehensive problem, for example, a comprehensive cash flow statement will make you work out one problem or at the maximum 2 problems in a period of 45 minutes. That itself is very difficult, because the whole concept has to be explained and then you have to do. So that being the case, it will be very difficult. So 2 problems per day. So for at least say 3 days, you will have this assignment, because you are introducing the concept of cash flow statement. Then you are expecting them to know what are the operating, investing and financing activities. You are explaining everything. Then you're trying to explain the assigned exercise problem which are given in the textbook. You're working out few of the problems, which means hardly 2 days of a particular week you will have time for assignment. In a week of say 8 periods per week or 9 periods per week, only this much time will be available. So that being the case, you can work out say 2 problems. So you can plan for about 3 to 4 comprehensive problems, that is full-fledged cash flow statement with 1 or 2 ledger accounts, or you can go for like what we did yesterday, no, Lavanya and Pratibha, the small problems. Okay, small. Yesterday we took very few examples, Samshad. Okay, say for example, we started with this one, security. Share capital, securities, premium reserve. We kept on
financing, investing separately.
Financing activities, but we kept on adding contents to that. Shares issued at a premium, debentures issued at a discount. Then discount is written off against the securities premium. That way, concept-based lot of things were done yesterday. We had a very nice session yesterday. I was very happy because both of them are totally new. Lavanya and Pratibha. Of course, Lavanya is teaching, I think, for the last 7-8 months. No, Lavanya?
No, ma'am. 2 months, ma'am.
2
2
months.
months only.
Fine. Then for Pratibha, accountancy is almost new only because she is a business studies teacher in her school. So I was very happy, like teaching my own students, I could teach them. So we could do so much of extra work from the given question, adding concept.
Yes, ma'am. We had added that interest.
Yes, debenture interest at different dates,
Yes,
debentures issued at different dates. That way we kept on adding information and we could do really a good job yesterday. I was very happy, and Pratibha shared her information to me, saying that she could learn a lot. And with Lavanya's face, I could make out that she really enjoyed. Thank you so much. This is a learning process, that's all. Okay, so evaluation strategy, assignment, and please remember, planning process says follow-up very, very essential. Without follow-up, nothing can be done.
And waste of giving assignment.
Yes.
After total days they will forget everything. What is this,
Yes.
ma'am? This is new thing. They
Amma,
will ask.
they will, and especially when you do something different, that's all. They will have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
When we are having regular follow-up, na ma'am, the next day itself children are completing,
Amma,
ma'am.
Amma,
If we check
Amma.
continuously 2 days, they will
Yes.
ask when we are entering. Ma'am,
Yes.
first you will check homework, first check the homework we have completed.
And the good ones are really that way only,
Yes,
Samshad.
ma'am.
Good ones are that way only. See, that this
But
way,
in our
that way.
school, no, ma'am, good ones will teach low performer also, ma'am.
Very good,
That
very
way
good,
we'll be very happy.
very good, very good, very good.
But
That's
last
how-
this set and new 12th set, they will help each other, ma'am.
Very good, very
So in
good.
that way, we are
I
very happy.
remember last year I had your students in my class also, no?
Yes, ma'am.
1 or
Previous
2 sessions, previous batch, they were there. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, now I'm just going to the next slide. So now I'm going straight away to cash flow statement numericals. This is again another activity for you. Concept-based questions. Are you able to see the screen?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. So classify and let me know. So you are classifying the activities into operating, investing, and financing activities. That is not the question. With that, the final information should be taken into consideration very, very carefully. Fine. Financial enterprise, manufacturing enterprise. Because for a financial enterprise, purchasing and sale of securities will be a regular
Operating.
routine activity. For them, that is the operating activity. Whereas for a manufacturing industry, that's a part of investing activities. So we should be very, very careful about that. Okay. So purchase of shares of a company,
Operating activity, finance, manufacturing, investment,
investing
Activity.
activities in case of,
manufacturing,
yes,
enterprise.
in case of manufacturing activities. Yes. Proceed from sale of shares.
Operating activity
Operating, ma'am.
for finance,
Yes.
and then manufacturing enterprises is investing.
Yes. Then
Brokerage paid on
Correct.
purchase.
Operating activities, brokerage.
yes, yes, yes.
And ma'am, I'm not understanding manufacturing enterprises.
Manufacturing enterprise. You want to know what is a manufacturing enterprise?
Yes,
They are the ones who are involved in converting raw material into finished product. For them, dealing in finance is not their core activity.
Making the products.
Yes. For a finance enterprise, dealing in financial securities is the principal revenue yielding activity.
Hmm.
Okay. That is right. Yes. The next,
Loans and advances, financing activities.
loans and advances made to third parties is always operating activities as far as financial enterprise is concerned. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Dividend and interest
received
received will
also be manufacturing.
Securities.
Sorry, for a financial enterprise, it is operating activity only because they are lending some money for which they are receiving
And
interest.
interest. So it
Okay.
comes under.
Yes. Salary paid to employees is also operating activity, irrespective of any enterprise, whether it is a manufacturing enterprise or a this one, it is a part of operating activity only. Okay. The 7th one.
Interest paid on debentures.
Ah.
interest paid on debentures in operating activity. Net, net,
No,
net profit before taxation.
no, no, we
No.
used to have
What
that non-cash expenditure.
It
that
is
Yes.
non-operating expense.
Non-operating
So
and
it is a part of investing, financing activities as far as
it's
the
a non.
manufacturing as well as investing. This one is concerned. Okay, no, interest paid on debentures is a part of operating activities as far as financial enterprise is concerned. Okay, only for manufacturing industries, it is a financing activities.
They will receive interest no so.
Yes. The last one, please note this is a very, very important one. Okay, you can take down one question, you can test in your class also. Which is the only activity sorry, which is state one transaction. State one transaction, which is which is a financing activity. I'm so sorry. I should not tell them. State a transaction which can never be an operating activity for any type of business enterprises.
In one question paper, it was
Your voice
asked
is breaking,
in
sir. Siraj sir.
DAV,
Siraj
dividend
sir.
paid to shareholders.
Siraj sir. Siraj sir.
Because signal problem. You asked this DAV question paper. It
Yes,
was there.
yes, yes.
Dividend
Every
paid to shareholders.
batch of mine, I will ask this question,
Yeah.
sir, for sure.
Girls
No,
paper
ma,
only.
tangi bottle kodu.
Yes,
Idu
ma'am.
kottittu vera.
Inflow and outflow it came.
Idu kottittu vera. Please remember, dividend paid to shareholders can never be an operating activity for any type of business organization. Why? Because a company will issue shares only for its own purposes. You will understand, only when a company wants to raise, it can buy and sell shares. See, that's what is given here. Purchase of shares of a company, brokerage paid on shares of the company, etc. But when the company is going to issue shares, it will issue shares only for, thank you. It will issue shares only for its own purpose. It will not be doing it for any other purpose. Samshad, am I not clear, Samshad?
It's clear only, ma'am.
Okay, so dividend paid to shareholders can never be an operating activity for any type of business organization. Okay. So this you can test in for your students also. See, Siraj sir is there for so many years. He remembers now what I have tested in one of the papers. Thank you, Siraj sir.
The compared to boys paper, here paper
Welcome.
totally different, ma'am.
Siraj, this one no. Girls moga paper no.
It's
Always.
entirely.
That's what I told yesterday. Pratibha, Lavanya were all there. I said I create my own questions. I don't pick up questions.
Even in business studies, ma'am, but they like business studies paper very much. They will expect always girls paper only, because the question will be entirely different.
Yes.
We will have 3 to 4 pages.
Yes.
Here boys only will have 2.
Yes. I don't believe, because board examination paper says 48 marks case study questions, 32 marks only this one. So 60% case study, 40% is just straight questions. Straight questions does not mean WH based questions.
Yes.
Next week in business study sessions, we will have more case study questions. Don't worry. Okay, so please remember, dividend paid to shareholders can never become an operating activity. It is always a financing activity. Okay. Okay. I will tell you about the evaluation strategy. That the confidence you should tell your students. I will try to scan. I will try to scan and share the board marking scheme front page. What are all the guidelines the board will give? Okay, so that if we follow that very meticulously, definitely our students also will gain confidence. But don't follow that evaluation pattern for all examinations. Then the student will take it for granted. And this ma'am will reduce marks only, but it is not so this way. Okay, so don't tell them fully, but you give them the confidence. Okay. Now see this question, the second question I have shared. Please note down the question, because the general instruction for this is coming in the next page. So continuation of that. Note down the whole problem, then we will start. These are all created by me, fully by myself. And those who were there yesterday will be able to do it much faster. So these type of problems only we discussed yesterday.
Oh, but it's literally different, ma'am.
Yes. And these type of problems you train your students, they will be conceptually fully thorough. And actually this problem, today's this one I have taken only financing activities. In investing activities also we can do all these things. In operating activities, every chapter we can do this way, teachers. Every chapter we have to create questions, that's all. We can create questions and we can do it instead of depending on any particular book. What is the advantage and disadvantage of creating our own question? Advantage, you can bring in all possible information into the question paper, so that the
Include all
best,
activities.
yes, the best knowledge will go to the students, no doubt at all. But the limitations are, number one, you should be subject-wise very confident when the student is asking for a doubt. Number two, before the students attempt the answer, we should have the answer on hand. Any examination for that matter, before the paper is released to the students, we should have the answers on our hand. Only then the students will, if they ask for any doubt, will we know where the fault is. So you have equity shares now first go to the first additional information. Equity shares were issued at a premium of 2%. Check what are all the additional information pertaining to equity shares. You have underwriting commission on equity shares was
Equity
paid
shares
at
was-
2.5% on issue price. Please remember, underwriting commission will be paid only for equity shares, not for debentures or not for preference shares. Why? Because company need not worry about raising money by the issue of debentures or preference shares, because investors will definitely invest money in debentures. Preference shares, whenever the company wants, it can raise, and the company doesn't want, it can close it. Not a problem at all. But this area, underwriting commission is paid only to equity shares. So the principal amount you have, equity share capital is increasing from 7 lakh to 12 lakh. Okay. The third information, see the last one, additional information number 7. On 31/3/2022, the company acquired assets worth rupees 3 lakhs, for which equity shares were issued as purchase consideration. So your shares are increasing by 5 lakhs, out of which 3 lakhs go for purchase consideration. So the remaining 2 lakh are issued to the public at large, for which you have to calculate premium at 2%, which will be added to the source concerned, that is 2 lakh plus 2% of 2 lakh is 4,000 rupees. Then you have to subtract 2.5% of 2 lakh for underwriting commission. So 3 adjustments are there as far as equity shares are concerned. Am I clear, teachers? Want me to explain again?
Yes, ma'am.
See, equity shares is increasing from 7 lakh to 12 lakhs. Okay. Now, additional information says equity shares were issued at a premium of 2%. Underwriting commission on equity shares was paid at 2.5% on issue price. And the last one says on 31st March 2022, the company acquired assets worth rupees 3 lakh, for which equity shares were issued as purchase consideration. So equity share is increasing by 5 lakhs, but out of the 3 lakh is for purchase consideration. So the remaining 2 lakh is for issue, is for public issue. For that only 2% we should find out as premium. So in the financing activities, proceeds from issue of equity shares, in the inner column, write 2 lakhs. With that, you will add securities premium. 2% of 2 lakh will be 4,000 rupees. Then less underwriting commission 2.5%. 2.5% of 2 lakh rupees will be underwriting commission, which will be 5,000 rupees. That should be subtracted. 2 lakh plus 4,000 minus 5,000.
Minus 5,000.
Yes. Okay. Then 8% preference.
Excuse me, ma'am. That
Yes,
is
sir.
underwriting commission. We have to outflow now, ma'am. We have to put
Yes,
it
sir.
in
It is
bracket.
an outflow. But normally what
Within
happens?
bracket, can we
No, we are not going to make a separate
give
payment, sir.
details about that underwriting commission within bracket?
That's what, when you are
So that you
subtracting,
need not,
when
you need
you're,
not show it in the cash flow
no,
statement.
you have to put it
I
within
am,
bracket.
okay, we have to show now, ma'am,
Yes,
separate.
sir, of course, you have to show.
Can,
Proceed from issue of equity.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's fine.
Add premium less underwriting
Yeah, yeah.
commission. That has to be.
We should not give, that is a net amount. Some
No,
problem.
no, 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 you
I
have
seen
to
one
show.
TS agreeable problem.
No, no,
They
no,
are,
you-
they are showing that equity shares and premium together.
Okay,
Together.
no,
I seen one TS agreeable.
no, no.
But I haven't seen any underwriting commission. But other reports I seen that underwriting
Okay.
commission is the cash outflow financing
Yes,
activities.
yes,
Am I
that's
right,
what.
ma'am?
I'll just show
Am I
you,
right,
sir.
ma'am?
Yes, sir, I'll just show you, sir. Are you able to see my board?
Now it's okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Little
listen,
bit drag down, ma'am.
down, okay. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
so, sir, Siraj, sir. So you have proceeds from issue of equity shares, 2 lakhs, add
Securities
premium, securities
Securities
premium.
premium
It's
for
Yes, it is 4,000, 2 lakh 4,000
minus
less
underwriting of commission.
underwriting commission.
2.5 percentage is
Yes.
5,000.
Underwriting commission, 5,000 rupees.
5,000.
So you will have
1,59,000
as a source.
Yes.
Siraj sir, am I clear, sir?
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Thank
But
you. Sir.
that is without using inner column also, can we write, ma'am?
Actually speaking, as per the board prescription, sir, there should be only 6 items in the outer column, board guidelines for cash flow statement.
Okay.
So
No,
you-
outer column in the sense, outer column in the sense net financing.
That's what, that is what he says,
I'm
board.
not
No, what the board says is
talking about
operating, investing,
net
finance. Yes, sir.
financing activity.
Sir, your signal is very bad, sir. Pavam.
But that is
I'm not able to hear you, sir. Sorry, sir. Your signal is extremely bad, sir.
this is that outer column of that statement.
That's what, sir.
That is net finding of operating
Yes.
activities.
Yes, yes, yes.
Investing and
Totally only 6
financing
items,
activity,
sir.
I know that.
Yes,
But
sir.
what I am saying that you are doing that working, no, that working, no. But
No,
one
I will have 3
one
columns in
problem
my
I
cash flow
seen in
statement, sir.
that TS Grewal book I see in that they put
Sir's voice is completely breaking. Sir, normally we maintain 3 columns in cash flow statements. Yes, ma?
Ma'am, can you send the answer key of these questions, ma'am?
Actually, I created the question, Geeta ma'am, so we need to work out and see.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I just randomly created the question like that. Only yesterday I did in the class also. Yesterday's orientation program also we did that way only. I kept adding, that's all. Okay, these are all concept-based questions. When time permits, I will definitely work out and send it to you. Okay. So, teachers request when you're preparing in class also, maintain 3 columns. One for subworking. The second column is the second inner column is for, yes, sir.
poor net.
Even now it is very poor network for you, sir.
Network
Yes, sir, I can understand. Even now it is very poor. That's what. So please, the outermost column will have only
Okay.
6
Okay, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am. Just one clarity only. You
Yes,
can
sir.
proceed. Okay.
Thank you. Now this voice is very clear, sir, actually. So the outermost column will have only 6 items, teachers. Cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities, net increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalents. With that, you will add opening balance of cash and cash equivalents. What
Closing
you get
balance.
will be the closing balance of cash and cash
Cash and
equivalents. So as per CBSE guidelines, you will have only 6 items in the outer column. All the other items, do it only in the inner column and have one more column for showing your additions and subtractions. Am I clear? So the next one. Now coming to debenture, preference shares redemption. So 8% premium preference shares were redeemed at a premium of 2%. So you will write redemption of preference shares, the amount 1 lakh,
One, yes, ma'am.
isn't it?
Yes.
Amount is 1 lakh, preference share capital is 1 lakh. With that, we will add premium on redemption of debentures. Please remember, this cannot happen in isolation. Whether it is premium on issue or premium on redemption or discount on issue or underwriting commission, they don't happen in isolation. They happen only when a financing activity takes place. So we issue shares. That time we issue shares at the premium, we pay the underwriting commission. We redeem preference shares or debentures, we redeem it at a premium. That's all. So it has to be added to the source concerned or outflow concerned. These are the general instructions I dictated yesterday. I shared it in my presentation. So Samsad, you can take it, or if you want, I can share, edit and send a fresh copy in the
Yes,
group
ma'am.
also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next one, you have 9% debentures were issued at a discount of 1%. So that has to be subtracted from the source concerned. So debentures increasing by 2 lakh rupees, for which 2%, 1% discount. So
1%
2,000 rupees should be subtracted. So 1,98,000 will be your, sorry, 1,98,000 will be the inflow from financing activities. Then you are given 7% debentures were redeemed at a premium of 5%. So 1 lakh is the amount of debentures redeemed. With that, you will add another 5,000 rupees. 1 lakh 5,000 will be this one amount to be paid. Then the next information, 9% debentures were issued on 1/10/2021, which means you have to please remember, debenture interest is a statutory payment. It's a part of operating activity. It has to be paid even if no information is given. So that being the case, we should be careful to calculate interest. And these 9% debentures, you are given that they are issued on 1/10/2021. So on 1 lakh, you will calculate 7% interest. This is for this portion. On 1 lakh, you will calculate 7% interest. And for this is for 1 year. Then for 2 lakh, you will calculate interest at 9% for 6 months.
6 months.
That should be that we should be very, very careful about. Fine. The next one. The next is very important one. These are all concept-based questions. Dividend paid on equity shares at 8%. Please remember, you cannot pay. Now you see, debentures, 9% debentures are issued on 1/10/2021 is given. So you have to calculate 9% interest on 2 lakh for 6 months. So 9,000 rupees will be the interest on 9% debentures. And 7% debentures, since the date of redemption is not given, the date of redemption of debenture is not given, we assume that it is done only on the last day. So we have to calculate 7% interest on 1 lakh, 7,000 rupees, which will also be cash outflow from financing activities. Please listen very, very carefully. Dividend paid on equity shares at 8%. You know pretty well that equity shareholders are the residual owners of the company. That means they can be given anything only after making payment to everybody else. In that, the debenture holders are statutory people. They will be given interest irrespective of the information. You have to calculate interest and give it to them. Whereas coming to preference shares, the information will always be silent. Fine. So we need to pay interest on preference dividend for the preference shareholders before making payment to the equity shareholders. So please remember, it is always a hidden information. It is always an implied information that dividend paid on equity share is given means it is implied that preference shares dividend has to be paid. Dividend on preference shares have to be paid at whatever is the rate. So here in this question, it is 8% preference shares. 8,000 rupees should be paid as preference dividend. After that only, you will pay the dividend on equity shares. Again, please remember standing instruction. I hope all of you are taking running notes of what I'm telling.
Yes, ma'am.
So standing instruction is dividend is always calculated on the opening balance. Dividend is always paid on the opening balance. So you don't take the closing balance at all. Okay, so always calculate dividend only on opening capital. That one standing instruction you should be very careful about. So I think I have covered every information from this. Should I proceed further or you want me to wait and then take some more questions? We have another 20 minutes to go. You feel it is very heavy? Let's wait, ma'am.
Regarding that, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Regarding that equity says dividend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, opening balance we are taking. Suppose the additional information that new shares issued on 1st October
Super, sir.
2000, that
Super,
1st
sir.
October given.
This is what
So
is
in such a
yes,
case,
you have to calculate dividend. You have to calculate dividend for the 6 months.
yeah, therefore, okay.
Very
Thanks,
good, sir. Very good, sir. This is how we are bringing in new ideas. This is how we can create new questions. Fine. So now I'm waiting for your response. I'll just stop sharing. We can anyway continue. You please express your opinion. You want me to start with debentures or you have anything else to clarify right now? If that is the case, we can start with this one tomorrow also. No problem.
Two to three questions. If you give like this, we will also train children also, ma'am.
That I will
Yes,
create and
One
then
question
give
we
it.
will try, ma'am.
What is
Then we'll-
the problem? Some said time is the only problem.
Yes, ma'am. No,
I'm
ma'am, I'll
working
try.
for
ma'am.
almost 19 hours a day.
Yes.
Out of that, the domestic work is hardly about 2 hours or 3 hours at the maximum. Rest all only school work.
So far, we are practicing only with the different textbook. No, ma'am. If questions we are creating, it will be better, as you said.
Yes.
At least
For
for coming
resolution
upcoming
also, I
12th
create
standard. will be-
almost for every chapter, I create my own questions, Samshad.
Yes.
For some problems in admission or retirement, I take the balance sheet alone. This
So far,
additional
don't
information
say
I
I'll
keep
create
adding.
any own question, ma'am.
Come
Business
again?
studies and create own question. Accountancy, different types of textbooks only.
Okay.
It's new idea, ma'am.
I tell you one thing, no one textbook can be said to be perfect.
Yes.
And even NCRT has a lot of typographical errors and
Variations
other
will be
things. So if we bank on a particular book and the answer also, we ourselves are not confident about the concepts.
Sure, ma'am. Sometimes we'll have
Isn't
that
it?
lackness
So
also.
instead, let us keep our TS Gravel and NCRT. Try to, you go through the extra questions and try to create your own questions.
Yes.
You only read the concepts completely. Once you see the concept, see now what Siraj sir said. If the debenture shares are issued in between the year, what will we do? Isn't it? These ways we can create a number of questions. Yesterday, in fact, I gave questions like, companies issuing shares to vendor, then companies buying back shares, That way, so many combinations I gave. That way, in investing activities, you can give that the company is buying outright this one asset for outright purchase. Then company is issuing bill of exchange. Company is issuing check. Okay. Then company is going in for long-term deferred basis, payment basis. Okay. So investing activities, if you create that way, if it is going to be bill of exchange, it will have no effect because it is a part of working capital changes. Only when it is purchased outright and when it says that payment is made by check, will there be an effect in the cash flow statement. Fine. That way. Then debentures or shares issued for consideration other than cash. Like asset is purchased for which this one, neither asset nor this one will come. Whereas payment made on a long-term deferred payment basis. Suppose, for example, the company is taking a long-term bank loan for the payment of asset purchased. Then that loan will be a part of financing activities. This transaction you can give to your teachers, your students. You can take down this transaction. State one transaction. State one transaction which is both investing and financing activities. Which is both investing and financing activities. Purchase of fixed asset on a long-term deferred time basis is the answer.
Question alone one time, ma'am.
Question alone. State one transaction
Which
is both investing and financing activities. Fine. So, purchase of fixed asset on a long-term deferred payment basis will be a combination of investing and financing activities. Why? That installment, the cost of asset will be a part of investing activity. That installment which is being paid is the cost that you pay. Say, for example, 5 lakh is the value of asset. Suppose 1 lakh you are going to make payment. Up to 1 lakh, the fixed asset will be shown in the cash flow statement. Though the cost of the asset is 5 lakh, suppose you are making payment in 5 installments of 1 lakh each. So 1 lakh will be a part of investing activity, not 5 lakhs. Please keep it in mind, not 5 lakhs.
every year it has.
Yes, why? Because there is no cash outflow to the extent of 4 lakhs. Cash outflow is there only to the extent of 1 lakh. Okay, number one. Number two, the interest portion of it. Now, when we are getting a loan for the purchase of fixed asset, we have to pay interest on the bank loan. That will be a part of financing activities. What happens, Samshad? Not clear?
Clear, ma'am.
So these are all the questions. You can keep it even for Viva.
Yes, ma'am.
In cash flow statement Viva, you can keep these questions. Now that first problem, what I shared, I forgot to give you the answer for this one. What is that? Manufacturing enterprises. For this concept-based questions, for financial enterprises, we did. For manufacturing enterprises, fine. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for a financial enterprise, we finished discussing about that. For a manufacturing enterprise, purchase of shares of another company will be investment activities. Proceeds from sale of shares also investment activity. Brokerage paid on purchase of shares also investing activities. Loans and advances made to third parties is also investment activities. Dividend paid and interest received on securities is also investing activities. Salary paid to employees is a part of operating activity. Interest paid and dividend paid are paid a part of financing activity.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have one doubt regarding that loans
Yes.
and advances. I have
Yes,
one, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose we are getting
Ah.
a loan
Ah.
from the bank or whatever it may be.
Ah.
It is liability on the part of the
Yes, sir. It is
company.
a financing activity.
Actually, it is a cash inflow in
Yes.
financing activity.
Yes.
So
yes.
loans and advances given by the firm or company to anyone else, it is asset for the company.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we are not showing as a investing, as for a financing activity.
No, we are
But
showing it as
the
investing
concept,
activity.
why the concept is changing, ma'am, in this?
Sir, loans and advances made to third parties. That means you are giving it to third party. What is the nature of an asset? Anything which benefits the organization is called as an asset.
Okay, ma'am, that is okay. But
so you are
we
giving it to the third party.
we are getting. I understand. But we are getting that money from getting as a loan from a third party only. Bank is a third party. We are getting a loan from bank. So it
Okay.
is a financing activity in the cash flow statement.
Yes, why?
It
Because
is my
it is a commitment.
argument. But
Yes,
that loans and advances we are writing in that that is investing activity. But I
Yes.
am arguing that I am arguing with that concept. The concept of receiving loan from the bank, it is also a third party, but we
Yes.
are considering is a financing
Why?
activity.
Because
cash
debit the
inflow.
receiver.
But
Debit
why
the
not you?
receiver.
Yeah, understood. The same concept for that loans and advances given by the company to third party, but we are considering investing activity.
Yes, because
why
it is-
not we consider that financing
No.
activity cash
Why?
outflow?
Because debit the receiver, we are the receiver, so we are treating it as a liability. Whereas credit the giver, so we are giving it to others, they are the receivers. So the
both
surplus money-
both
both are third parties, but
account
one
only
is giving and the other one is taking.
third party and also personal account principal only, no?
Yes, yes. And one is receiving from us, and we are receiving from others. So loans and
Yeah,
advances-
that is we are receiving from others. It is finance only.
Yes, it is
What
finance.
is I am arguing like that, but I know understand the concept. You are
Yes, sir.
keeping in investing activity.
Yes.
I am not disagree with that. But
Okay,
for argument discussion, I am
Fine,
putting
fine.
that argument that
Yes,
so
sir.
you are getting the loan from getting the loan from third party.
Yes.
So what is the journal entry? That is a cash account debit to bank loan.
Yes,
Bank
bank account
you are
data to bank loan
crediting.
account. Yes.
As per the personal account principle, credit the giver.
Yes.
But when you are giving loan to, when you are giving to any one third party,
Okay.
so that party's account debit to bank account.
Yes. Yes.
But that principle is concerned, both are personal account only.
Both are personal account only. One is the incoming
Loan,
as-
suppose you are receiving, we are considering it is a cash inflow and recording financing activity.
Yes.
But when loans and advances given, we are keeping as a investing activity.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So incoming, okay.
That's all. Fine. So the coming to next one is, so the last two part, interest paid on debentures and dividend paid to shareholders will be a part of financing activities as far as manufacturing industries are concerned. And dividend paid to
Sir,
shareholders.
excuse me,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, Geeta ma'am.
Sir asked loan to and loan from, right now.
Your
So,
voice is
loan
very
to
low. Your voice is very low.
Can you hear my voice, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, sir asked loan to loan from, that is cash inflow and cash outflow, like that only sir asked, right?
Yes.
So loan to is the liability, ma'am.
Ah.
Loan from asset. So loan 2 means cash outflow. Why? Because loan 2 is a liability. Here the burden, right? So here the business organization that time cash goes to outside. That is cash outflow. Then loan from means we are getting loan from another institution. So for example, bank, we are getting loan from bank, cash coming from outside to business organization. That is
Yes.
cash inflow.
Yes.
That is
Cash
the
inflow
difference
from
between-
financing activities.
Yes,
That
yes,
is you're
that's
using
only
the purpose.
reason for we can mention that in loan to and loan from under financing activity, madam. That is the reason.
No, loans made to third parties, your surplus money that you have in the business, you are lending it as advance to outsiders.
No, ma'am. Sir asked if loan to and loan from
Yes,
under
yes,
financing activity. What is the reason? That only sir asked.
yes, yes,
This is
yes.
only why because loan to is a liability. Why because
Loan
for
to
the
is an asset, loan from is a liability. We are
loan
taking loan, so
we are
that loan
the
from
business-
is a liability.
We are the business organization. So
Yes.
loan to under liability side was loan
No, no, no,
from
no,
under
no, you are making a mistake, Geeta ma'am. Loan from
Ah.
is a liability that we have to pay to third party. Loan
whatever
given
it is,
to
that
is an asset.
Yes, madam. Whatever it is, loan from and loan to, that is cash outflow and cash inflow. In cash outflow and cash inflow, we can mention under financing activity. That is
No,
the reason.
no. Loans and advances repaid will be a part of outflow from financing activities. Please understand the difference between loans and advances made to third parties and loans and advances repaid. Loans and advances repaid means the money that you have borrowed earlier, you are repaying. So that's a part of outflow from financing activities. Siraj sir, the
Yes,
same is the answer to you also. Loans and advances repaid will be a part of financing activity. That is what we borrowed, we are repaying. Whereas loans and advances made to third parties means whatever the surplus money that we have, we are investing outside the business. So we call it as investing activity.
Invest in activity.
Yes. Am I clear, Geeta ma'am?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this part I have
Yes.
left it.